Hey everyone, welcome to Model Walk Explained. Tonight's story is called Angel's Tears, the most beautiful yet heartbreaking night. Our model plays the role of Nada, a woman who possesses the power to travel through time. If you could go back in time, what would you change? A missed love? A family conflict left unspoken for too long? Or those 3 words you never had the courage to say? He was an ordinary-looking man who could travel through time at will. No limits, no rules, only one obsession to find that one moment he wanted to stay in forever. He kept returning to the past, believing he could fix every crack and erase every regret. But every small choice he made quietly created ripples he could never control. Until the day he met the woman destined for him, Nada. That was when he finally understood. Happiness is not something you can chase down and hold on to by force. This is not just another time travel story. It is an experiment about choices, regrets, and love. Nada, the memory trail in black stockings and high heels. She stands at the edge of the sidewalk, her high heels perfectly straight, her skirt gently swaying. She isn't waiting for someone. She's waiting for a signal from a time that no longer exists. Nada looks delicate, yet there's an endless depth of confusion in her eyes. She isn't lost. She isn't wandering. She is simply hesitating whether to press the restart button in her heart one more time. Because she too has the ability we all secretly dream of, traveling through time. She can return to any moment in the past at will. But this gift never brought her happiness. Instead, it became a curse trapping her in an endless loop of impossible choices. First return, for a love she missed. Her first love left Hong Kong when she was 22. Back then, she couldn't say what was in her heart. She didn't send him off. She didn't say goodbye. Years later, she told herself, if I had just said, I'll wait for you, would everything have been different? So she went back to that rainy train station. This time, she didn't stay silent. She hugged him tightly and finally said the words. But he only looked at her and replied, I'm leaving this time because I need to escape. In that moment, she finally understood. Some loves are meant to be missed, no matter how many times you try to rewrite them. Second return, for her mother, for one sentence. Her deepest regret was the night her mother passed away. She was on set when her phone rang 3 times. She didn't answer. This time, she went back. She took leave early just to go home for dinner. Her mother was surprised. Aren't you supposed to be working? She simply smiled and said, I suddenly realized nothing is more important than this. That night, mother and daughter talked for hours in the kitchen, just like when she was in high school. But after dinner, her mother still quietly hid her medicine bottle in the trash. Nada finally understood. Some illnesses cannot be cured. Some walls in the heart cannot be broken, no matter how many times you go back. Third return, for herself. This time, she returned to when she was 18. That year, she gave up her application to design school because everyone around her said, You're too pretty to study design. You should become a model instead, it's faster. She believed them. She followed the path they chose. But years later, the perfect girl in front of the camera would secretly question herself after every shoot. Does anyone actually love the real me? So she went back. She applied to design school, stayed up late preparing her portfolio. She got into her dream academy, but she also missed the boy who used to stay up with her drawing. Every choice is an exchange. What you gain, you will lose something else. Final return, she chooses to stay. This time, she stands on the set, wearing black stockings and high heels, makeup flawless. Her eyes now carry a steadiness she has never had before. She no longer travels for others. She no longer escapes for herself. She simply asks herself one question. If I cannot go back, am I still willing to live like this? The moment the camera starts rolling, she turns and smiles. In that instant, she finally lets go of every regret and every desperate attempt to control the past. She knows now, what allows her to live without regret is not going back. It is choosing to be fully present in every single moment. After the shoot ends, she quietly puts the pocket watch away in the deepest part of her makeup box. She no longer needs it. Because she has finally chosen to stay on the path of now and keep walking forward. The high heels she wears don't just walk through the streets. They walk through every unrewindable chapter of her life. And this time, she chooses not to go back. She only wants to live fully in this moment, so that every click of the shutter becomes her own choice. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next one. See you in the next video. Thank you for being here.
As your words become my truth, oh, I'm holding on to you. As your words become my peace, would you come reside in me? For I won't forget how far I've come. No, I won't neglect the promise you've given, but I will remember your body forever, my friend and my healer, the joy I found in surrendering all my life to your call, surrendering all for your glory. I'm surrendering all, and I know the joy of it all is Jesus. Oh, I'm surrendering all my life to your call, surrendering all for your glory. I'm surrendering